Okay, so today we're going to talk about the 6 steps to migrating your data from your legacy CRM system into Jobber. And so, step number 1, you need to export your legacy data. And so, use the export function from whatever platform you're moving from and export as much as you can, all of the data that you can that you want moved into Jobber. And so, for MG Alarms, they were using Alarm 7, which is a very outdated system, and the export function only allowed us to export HTML files with messy tables and limited data. So we had to work with that. Hopefully, you can get a cleaner export. And then what you want to do after you have that file, you want to make your legacy system's export file into the Jobber CSV if it's not a clean export file. So, what I did with our HTML export, I uploaded it into ChatGPT. I provided clear, plain English prompts, such as convert this HTML table into a Java ready CSV, normalize names, which remove all caps but keep state abbreviations. And I needed to map tags correctly. So I said com, which meant commercial, and it was put capital COMM. I said make com commercial and make res individual, which was residential. And then if fields are missing or new ones are discovered, re export and rerun the conversion with updated prompts. So when MG Alarm sent updates with more inactive clients, I ran prompts like update existing CSV for any matching client, add inactive to their tags, but don't remove anyone. Okay, so now you have a clean export file. Step number 2 is to review Jobber's sample CSV format. So you'll want to go to clients, more actions, and then import clients. And you'll want to download the CSV file from this pop up. And then you can take this file so that you can accurately map your fields from your old system into your new system, which is Jobber. Okay, so now that you have your Jobber ready CSV format with the fields that are already inside of Jobber, you will want to, step 3, identify all of the fields that need to be carried over from your old system. And then of those fields, you'll need to know which ones are already in Jobber. Those are the ones in that Jobber ready CSV that you downloaded from Jobber. And then, great. If they're already in there, just plug the data from your export into the CSV file from Jobber. Those are the easy ones. Next, which fields are not natively in Jobber? For those, that's easy too. Just create custom fields inside of Jobber and make sure you do this before your import into Jobber. So go to settings and then custom fields under business management. And so when I added custom fields, I made all of them transferable. At this point, you're not really sure if you need every field on everything that you create in Jobber, but if you make it transferable, you'll have that option later on and you'll be glad. Trust me. And I did create a field mapping guide here to help me keep track of the fields from the old system to Jobber and if they were already in the import file, if I created the custom field, or if it needed to be added manually later on. For example, drop down menus can't be imported. And then I also used a field for if it wasn't being included, just to keep track of all of the data. Okay, step number 4, you want to do quality assurance checks before your import. So count your rows and verify your totals. Count your tags through filters to make sure that they match up to the old system. And then you'll want to confirm the formatting. So no all caps except for state abbreviations, things like that. And I had this weird error. We had this res tag, RES for residential, and in the entire file, I did a find and replace res with residential instead of just doing it in the column like I should have. I did it in the entire file. So we ended up with residential in the middle of random names like Teresa or Morristown that needed to be cleaned up. So little things like that can happen if you're not careful with these quality checks. So do make sure you take time to review everything. Okay, step 5. We're ready to import your data into Jobber. So An important thing to note before you import is that you can perform a bulk delete in Jobber to remove any test data or inaccurate imports before doing your final import. And this will avoid duplicates from any previous test imports. So I did do a few test imports and a bulk delete before importing the final client data. Also, you don't have to stress if you do have errors in your import file because you can catch them and then start fresh with a bulk delete before doing another import. So to delete clients in bulk, you go to the Clients tab in the side navigation, use filters or the search bar to narrow down your list if needed. Check the boxes beside each client you want to delete to select all. Click all clients on the current page, just click the checkbox at the top of the list, and then click the trash can icon above the list, and then confirm the deletion when prompted. Now, there is no limit to the number of clients that can be deleted at once. However, when selecting clients, you can only select the checkboxes that are visible on the screen. So, this was kind of like a weird, funky thing. I did have to keep scrolling and loading more clients on the screen before selecting that checkbox to get them all. So, an important note here is that deleting a client is permanent and it will remove all associated work, such as requests, quotes, jobs, and invoices, and deletions cannot be undone. So this is the only time that I do recommend deleting clients. After this, once they're accurately imported or created in Jabber and managed in there, I recommend archiving them if they ever become inactive. So you can keep that data. Okay, now you're ready to import the new clean CSV. Just go to the same place where you got your sample CSV from Jobber, clients, more actions, and then import clients. In that pop-up, click on Begin Import and upload your CSV file. Ensure all fields included in your CSV are already created in Jobber and mapped to the correct field name. Wonderful. Now your final step is to verify your accurate data in Jobber. Check that all records are mapped correctly and review your data for any weird errors. If it's a significant error, consider a bulk delete and a re-import. All right, that's it.